Good morning class. We have already learned about the function, its protocol, header. Header is the protocol, the return type, then the function name, parameter, then block, method block. So, and return statement. Now today we will start with the features of the return statement. Before starting the feature of the return statement, we'll do some work like others will be homework like 1 2 3 4 5 will be homework. You have to do the homework in your notebook as and also display them to show me what you have done the mm, homework or not. Then the first question, so how to do it? So first one I'll solve the first one. So give the prototype of a function. Give the prototype of a function such. So function, a prototype means we are going to write the header. So function name is such, which increases a sentence. So a sentence will be there, receives a sentence will be there, and a word is there, and it's written 0 or 1. So here what it will be, returns 0 and 1. 0 and 1 is integer. So we will write int. So return type is int. The function name is such. So we will write such, function name such, which receive a sentence. Sentence it is means string. So its variable name is this. So it's very important in ICSE. Maximum time it came, and a word WRD. So this is also a string. WRD. So your answer is this. So by seeing the return type, you have to write the return type, the function name and the parameters. Same way the second one I am explaining, but you will do it by yourself. Here the return is true or false. True and false. So it will be, we will write boolean, then check, then in bracket it receive a character, so CHAR CH, and integer INTN. So that will be. So you have to complete 2, 3, 4, 5. Then here 6 is there, 6 and 7. 6, once more I am explaining. Here it is written static. Since static is written, so what will write? First the static will be written. Static. Then the named method name is calculator, and accept the two sort type variable as its argument and return an integer. Since return is integer, so I'll write int. So here it will be, method name is my calculator, and then you have to, so parameters are two sort type variable, sort. So we'll write sort. Since variable names are not mentioned, so we can use our own variable name. If it is mentioned, we have to write the particular variable name. So here the same, in the 7th number, what is there? Write the prototype of a function divide. So function name will be divide. So it takes two integers, so parameter int a and int b we can write, and return the quotient of the double. So in this place we will write double. Here it is not said static, so no need of rewriting static. We will write double, then divide, then in bracket what will be? Int a and int b. So that will be the next part. Write the prototype of a overloaded function. Overloaded function, it is said, why? To check that you know the overloading or not. So that is the prototype, polymorphism. So in that case what we will do, that function name will be same. Since it is written overloading, so the function name is same, like divide. So here what it will be, it is the parameters are 2 double type and the return is also double. So we'll write double, then since it is overloading, so you see it is written 7a and b, so both the things are same. So for this we will write, and here overloading, since it is written, so we will write the function name as divide, then the parameter you will write double a and double b, and here the return is double, so double divide, then in double a double b. So you have to write it in that manner. So you have to do this homework. I'll give the click of this and you have to do it again in your notebook. Then return. So for the return, there are different features of the return. So it is always used as the end of the method. So return statement is the end of the method. So this is the end of the method. After it, if any statement we write, it doesn't get executed. See what is written, that is the exit point of the method. So return is the exit point. When we will get the return, it will come out of this particular block. No statement in the method block will be executed after the return statement. So after the return statement, if any other statement is there, here like the statement is there, so this statement is not going to execute. So here when the return s is there, so it will come out of this particular block. Observe the highlighted statement in the method block, it doesn't get executed because the control exit the method block as soon as the return s statement is executed. Then return statement can also return a single value from a method to its caller. So here you see they are giving two values, s and p. No, it cannot give a two values output, it can give only a single value. Either s we have to write or p. So if 2 we write, it is an error. So the return statement can only return a single value. It is always returning a single value from a method to its caller. So only a single value can be returned. Two values cannot be written. If we write two values, so it will be incorrect. It is incorrect to return a number of value from a method as shown above. If above. Then third case, a function can have more than one termination point. So more than one, if else is there, either this or this. So any one it can be. So termination point can be more than one. Thus a number of return statement can be included to terminate the method from the different points. So here this is another termination point and this is another termination point. If I'll give the value of a equal to 15 and b equal to 2. So what happened? So when it come to the condition a is greater than b, yes, a is greater, so it will come to the return a. So it will come to the if part and it will return a. So it will, this is the terminant, it is not going to the else part. But if I'll do, if b is 22, so this condition is false, so it will go to the else part and it is going to give the return. So you can see we can have a more than one termination point, so according to the condition we gave. So because here only one return will be executed, either if or else, so we can have more than one termination point. For example, the result of the block is either a or b. Hence the value may be returned either from the true block or the false block of if else statement. In case the multiple return statement, if more than one return statement, only one of them will be executed to the return control. If this in this block we have given two return statement, in this case this return statement is not going to work, it because when it will come to return s, it will get executed. So it will terminate it. Sorry, when it will come to the return s, it will come out of the loop. So this next return statement is not going to execute. The first return statement will return the control from the method. So it will return the control, it will return the value. The next return and statement will not be executed at all. So the next after that, the return statement what is mentioned, the return P. So this part is not going to execute, because the particular block it will come out of the block after returning the value of S. 6 number, only control exit from a once control exit from a statement, it cannot repair into the method block for any further execution unless the method is called again. So this is the for loop. So in this for loop what happened, so here for loop is there if I is greater than B, and then this is there. So this is what happened, if this is condition is true, then it will execute, because it is not in the block. So a single statement it will get executed, and if it is false it will come to the output part. So in this case, though the return statement is between, but it is not going to come out of the loop of this. It is not going to come out of the for loop unless or until it complete total loop of the for loop. Why? Because here it is not that, it is not given like that, the if from here till here. If it is both the statement were inside the for if loop, then after the return statement it would have came out of the particular block. But here you see, here if is if statement, a single statement, and it is not inside the block. When it is if a condition or a loop is there and it is not in a block, that means only one statement will be executed if the particular condition is true. So if I is greater than 5, so if the condition is true, so it will come to the return statement and it is going to return I, and then it will come out of the loop. So you can see like I is 1. So here I is not greater than 5 if 1, so it is not greater than 5, so it is not going to enter to the return, it will come to this part and it will display 1. And again the I value will increase to 2. So then again 2 is not greater than 5, again it is not going to execute this part, return I, it will come here and display 2. Then again it will go, now I is 3. So 3 is also not greater, so it will not return I, it will come to this part and it will give you 3. Then it will go and 4, so 4 will also not return 1, so here again it will display 4. Then when it is 5, 5 is equal to 5, again condition false, it is not going to return, it will come here and display 5. Again it is going, now 6 is greater than 5, so it will return 6. So from the 6 till 10 it is going to return, it will not execute. Now it is not going to execute the system.out.print. So see what seeing, observe the block shown above, it is designed to display the natural number. You can notice the given condition is false for the value of I from 1 to 5. So 1 to 5 it was false, so hence all the number from 1 to 5 were displayed on the screen. So it is displayed on the screen. As soon as the value of the variable I becomes 6, when it has become 6, so in the condition return true and the control exit from the block. So it is true, it will come to the return and it will going to exit from the block, and the control did not execute the rest of the statement. So at that time this statement will not get executed. When it will reach to 6, when 5 this I will become 6, it is not going to execute this statement. From the return it is going to come out. Note, the return type of the function must be compatible to the value returned to the by the function. And if the function does not return any value to the main function, then the return type of the function header must be void. So either if it is we are using return type, it is going to return the value to the main method, and if it is not returning the value to the main method, that means it is not a return type, it is a void type. So we will continue in the part 2. Thank you class.